Number 9, convert the equation to standard form by completing the square on x. Then find the vertex, focus, and directrix of the parabola. Finally, graph the parabola. So they tell us to complete the square on x, and that's because the x variable is the squared variable. So I'm going to need to add 1/2 of 6 squared. That's 3 squared, which is 9. So x squared plus 6x plus 9 minus 8y minus 7 equals 0 plus 9. If you add 9 to one side, you must also add 9 to the other side. So that's really important. 9 on this side means 9 on this side. So I'm going to factor x plus 3 squared. That's how you factor x squared plus 6x plus 9. Because remember, when you FOIL this out, x plus 3 times x plus 3 becomes x squared plus 6x plus 9. And then I have a minus 8y, a minus 7 equals 9. Now my format is x minus h squared equals 4p y minus k. So I need to get all this other stuff, the 8y and the 7. So I'll add their opposites to both sides. And that will give me x plus 3 squared. Both of these will add to 0. And I'll get 8y plus 16. So to get it in my final format, I'm going to have to factor out an 8 on the right-hand side, and I'll get 8 times y plus 2. Now that means my vertex is at -3, -2. And 4p is equal to 8, so p is 2. And so I'm going to take this information over back where the graph is, and we'll be able to graph this. And we'll also be able to find the other parts. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the -3, -2, which is my vertex. And then I'm going to go up 2 to find the focus because p is 2, so 1, 2. So -2, 0 is my focus. Now the directrix is in the opposite direction, the same number of spaces, so 2 down. And so that gives me y equals -4 is my directrix. Now we have the standard form of the equation as x plus 3 squared equals 8 times y plus 2. And all that's left is for us to finish drawing this graph. Now to do this, you're going to have another point. I'm going to look for the y-intercept first. So I'm going to let x equal 0 and see if that comes out to an integer or a positive, negative whole number. And if it doesn't, then I'm going to pick something else. So if x is 0, 0 plus 3 squared equals 8y plus 16. So that's 9 equals 8y plus 16. Subtract 16. -7 is 8y. Y is -7/8. So it's going to cross in here somewhere, -7/8. And that's not going to be something that you can graph in my math lab. So we're going to have to pick something else. So I'm going to try the other intercepts. So instead of letting x equal 0, let's let y be 0. So x plus 3 squared equals 8 times 0 plus 2. So that's x plus 3 squared equals 0 plus 2 is 2, so 8 times 2 is 16. And this will be workable by the square root property. It says if you have an x expression that is squared equal to a number, then your x expression without the square is the positive and negative square root of that number. So I'm going to have x plus 3 equals plus and minus 4, because that's the square root of 16. So x plus 3 equals plus or minus 4 is going to be x plus 3 equals 4, x plus 3 equals minus 4. Subtract 3, I get x is 1, and subtract 3, and I get x is negative 7. So over here at negative 7 and over here at 1, we have our x-intercepts because we let y be 0 in our equation. So that allows us to graph a nice graph of the parabola, go through the vertex, and hit those 2 additional points.